Yes, that's right. It's true. Today we're going to be turning Unstoppable Colossus into a freaking beast. That is right. This guy right here, an absolute monster. Get ready for it. So, Unstoppable Colossus has a couple really phenomenal synergies here. Okay? The most important one to this video is going to be the synergy with Red Guardian. Let's take a look at it over here. All right? Personal Fury buffs gain an additional flat 10% chance to trigger and last 200% longer. Additionally, landing a heavy attack pauses all personal Fury buffs until another is gained. So obviously lots of heavy attacks, right? Furies, they're pretty potent on this guy, man. So now, he recently got a new synergy with Enquiries, okay? And this one reads, when gaining an unstoppable buff, will also trigger a 50% Fury buff for 15 seconds. Now, 50% is pretty big, all right? Now, one thing that I don't know if that is a bug or not is that the Red Guardian synergy is not pausing the Enquiries Fury on heavy attack. I'm going to go ahead and report that, see if it's, bugged or not. I'm not really going to make a follow-up video on it unless this video becomes super duper popular and then people care. Who knows? It's Unstoppable Colossus, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But regardless, this right here, these three are really solid together, man. Red Guardian's a great champion, Enquiries is a great champion, and let me tell you something, the two of them make Unstoppable Colossus a really great champion, all right? Now, we got 2 spots left. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with these last 2 spots? I have an idea. Well, for starters, we can go like this. We could drag Colossus in here and check out what we got. Gain plus 20% Fury and armor up buff potency. Now, plus 20% Fury on its own is decent, but when you combine that with all of the other Furies, holy crap, man. We're starting to get a lot of Fury potency over here, man. Now, one thing that you might not know about Unstoppable Colossus is that actually he is tagged a hashtag X-Men champion. What does that mean? That means that all of these are going to apply to Unstoppable Colossus. Now, of course, right here, we're not going to be running the Suicide Masteries here, but if we were, we'd be healing from the poison, which is very nice to have. But what's really nice here, just right away, just plus 25% special attack damage for each Cerebro charge, right? Now, this last spot, these last 2 spots here, they can really be like messed around with, depending on what you want, depending on what you need, depending on what you're going to be doing, right? Another thing that I did in this video when I went into like Labyrinth, right? For example, I wanted the passive stun. I got rid of one of these guys, don't even remember who, and I brought in White Magneto. Why is that? Because we are a metal champion, plus 10% ability accuracy, as well as the ability to have that passive stun. So the majority of this is going to be done with this team right here, and let me tell you, it's pretty freaking fun. So why don't we start jumping into it? Well, right away. All right, so like I said, heavy attacks are going to be your bread and butter here. This is a rank 3 Sig 1 Unstoppable Colossus, okay? And most of this you can do unduped. Now, you have an 11% chance to gain a Fury buff on contact, right? With Red Guardian, it's 21%, and every time we heavy attack, they're going to get paused, okay? We're getting a little bit of lag here, but I think we should be good to go now, right? Let's see. Ooh, 23k heavy attack, 11 hits into the fight. That is definitely kind of decent, right? We got 6 Furies going on. The one from Enquiries is ticking down still, unfortunately, right? Like I said, I think that's bugged at the moment. We're going to have to find out and see if that's supposed to be pausing or not. But we're going to go for the special 2 here, and I'm actually going to pause this for a second and make this lag stop. All right, hopefully that helps. All right, hopefully that helps. But let's see. We got 9 Furies here. Gonna go in with a nice 32k heavy attack. We ate a hit. Doesn't even matter. Our armor up buff is making us kind of tanky here, right? All right. 11 Furies. 40k heavy attack, man. 40k heavy attack, which is pretty freaking decent if you didn't know. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. And all we're doing is throwing a couple of heavy attacks over here. It's not too bad with Unstoppable Colossus. right? 17k medium, right? Just like regular Colossus, when the special 2 doesn't crit, you're not gonna have a good time. But when it does, it's pretty beefy. Look at this unstoppable buff against opponents with low, attack ratings. Why not? Let's have some fun with it. We're in Realm of Legends. Who freaking cares, man? 20k mediums, man, from this guy. 20k mediums. We got Winter Soldier down in about 90 seconds there and about 50 hits. That's not bad. Now, how high could we possibly get this to go, man? How high can... Now, I'm not going to show you this whole fight here, mainly because I got wrecked in the beginning, as you can see. It was really funny. I got hit, I hit a combo, I got stunned, I kept getting hit. Star-Lord hit me 11 times, right? But point is, we built up 19 Furies, which is only a little bit more than we did against Winter Soldier. I only did this fight one time, didn't care about doing it cleaner. All I wanted to show you was the damage ramp up, and guess what? That's what I'm going to show you. All right, so check this out right here. Make sure you don't miss it. Hold on to your hats. Buckle up, because this is about to be a lot of damage in about 30 seconds. So keep in mind, Star-Lord's at 40% health right now. Check it out, okay? This damage cap in Labyrinth is 50k. You want to see it? Right there, 50k. You want to see it again? Check it out, right there. How about one more time, right after this, or a couple more times? 50k heavy, 50k heavy. That one didn't crit. Can this one crit? 50k heavy, 50k heavy, 50k heavy. That was pretty decent. That was 200,000 damage right there in just 5 seconds from Unstoppable Colossus. So I just showed you a 25-second clip, and we took off 16% health of a 3.3 million health Labyrinth boss. That's definitely not too bad from an Unstoppable freaking Colossus, right? So also, if we're looking at a combo here, right, we got 25k light attacks, a nice enormous beginning to the special 2. If the whole thing crit right, just like Colossus, it's going to do pretty darn good, right? Not too bad, man. Now, the thing with the Furies is that more important than like having like a 6-star rank 3 Unstoppable Colossus, let's say you have like a 5-star, right? If you stack up the Furies, you're going to be seeing a big attack increase, and that's what's happening here, is that the Furies are additive, so each one is bringing us up by, I'm not even entirely sure, let's see, so each Fury is bringing us up. He has like no abilities. It's going to be so easy to find it, right? Plus 1,374 attack, right? So when you have at least 10 of these, that's plus 13,000 attack. That's really good. Dr. Doom with 2 Furies is less than that. So just to put it into perspective, where our attack rating is higher than Dr. Doom with 10 Furies, right? Which is really decent damage, right? Really decent damage. And on top of that, you might be saying like, oh, well, he's got no utility. Well, guess what? He kind of does have some utility, man. Because right away, this guy, he's bleed immune. So that opens the door for many things here. That opens the door for Biohazard. That opens the door for Caltrops. It opens the door for champions that place bleeds on you and other nodes like that, right? So we're going to go up against Act 7 here. We're going to see how we do against a big endgame health pooler, right? This is Unstoppable Colossus, and there are no nodes helping our attack here. This is just Unstoppable Colossus, man, against an Act 7 lane. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here, right? And again, I want to just go for my heavy attacks. I want to keep those Furies locked in. You can just, on your own, parry heavy if you really want to. You don't have to do anything else aside from parry heavy. Personally, I find that like really boring. So I'm going to be like, countering his special attacks with heavies and weaving in special attacks and going for like, heavy chains in the corner and stuff like that, because it's a lot more fun for me to play like that, right? I feel engaged fighting with Unstoppable Colossus here. It's not just parry heavy for me. We're 25 hits in, we're about 45 seconds into the fight, we're throwing 40k heavy attacks, and Ronan is almost dead here, man, right? And again, no crits on the special 2. I feel like this guy is like anti-crit on special 2. Him and Colossus both, they just don't like to crit for me on the special 2. When it crits, it's nice. It's definitely nice, man. I'm here, I don't know what happened there. I should have gotten that heavy attack, but regardless, right? Look at this. Look at this. No nodes boosting our attack, no suicides, no boost, no nothing like that. And again, man, there's 5 champs on the team here, but realistically, Unstoppable Colossus and Red Guardian are the 2 that like you need for this. So this is really like a 2-person squad to get this kind of result just about at the end of the day, right? Like, you get some more potency from Colossus, right? Professor X was increasing our special attack damage by a little bit extra ability accuracy, 10% ability accuracy from White Magneto, right? But at the end of the day, 10% 10% of 21% is like 2.1%, right? Give or take. So that's turning it from 21% into 23.1%. It's not even important. The Icarus synergy is giving us a nice beefy Fury when we use a special attack, but we're hardly even using special attacks, right? So at the end of the day, Unstoppable Colossus, Red Guardian, a pretty sweet freaking duo, man. Now, we're going to do one more thing here. We're going to go for 7.1. We're going to do the entire path and the boss, all right? Now, check this out. When I do these, like, sensational synergy videos, I like to have, like, one lane at least where I'm like, this lane in endgame content, like, she is one of the top options for this node combo. And I really feel like Unstoppable Colossus is just so good here. Can't stop, won't stop. By the way, there's some more utility. Can't stop, won't stop. Very decent for her. Even in AQ map 7, right? Red Guardian and this guy. Boom. There you go. 2 out of your 3 slots. He's gonna smash Can't Stop, Won't Stop like it's absolutely nothing. It's gonna be a joke, man. This guy hits 40k heavy attacks 30 seconds into the fight. AQ map 7, the health pools are like 80,000, man. So this guy is gonna freaking wreck an AQ. He's gonna wreck the 2 of these. So, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. The duration of the attack is unstoppable effects are increased by 100%, right? So, keep in mind, we're just Sig 1 here. So this is the lowest amount of unstoppable we can have from the special attacks. Also, let's look at it. Let's check it out, man. Muscle Wizard. Whenever a mystic attacker knocks down the defender, the attacker has a 100% chance to gain an unstoppable buff for 6 seconds. If the attacker was already unstoppable, they instead gain an indefinite Fury buff, increasing attack rating by 50%. Maximum 4 Fury buffs can be gained this way. Also, Fight or Flight. So, we're going to watch this path, man. We're going to watch the boss, and we're going to see how Unstoppable Colossus does on this node combo. I think he's going to do pretty good, and I think that because I already did the path, and now I'm showing it to you. So it's like I have some insider knowledge here. What's going to happen? What's about to happen here, right? So this was actually the first place I took him, right? So I feel like that Biohazard Ronin fight was very clean. It was very good. Some of this is going to be very good. But I'm still kind of like, you know, just getting in the groove of playing Unstoppable Colossus here, right? So just keep that in mind as we go along, right? I feel like maybe I should have saved Ronin for last. But regardless, we're going, okay? So as you can see, we went for a heavy attack there, right? We got a Fury from the node. We also got a Fury from the Red Guardian synergy. We got some more Furies right there from the Red Guardian synergy. We have 10. Let's pause them up to 12 here, man. Oh boy, we have 2 stacks of Unstoppable here, 3 stacks of Unstoppable, plus another Fury buff it looks like, right? And this Howard the Duck, man, he's getting drained. All those armors, it's not protecting him at all here at all. Look at that. Look at that. We can sneak in a heavy attack while he's unstoppable too without getting punished. It's not too bad. 46k heavy attack, man. 33 hits into the fight. 46k again. Not too bad, man. It's just not too bad. 35 hits for an Act 7 lane. Spoiler alert, man. They all look like this. Every fight on the path looks like this. Pretty good. It's pretty good. So they have about like 350,000 health, right? It's not bad. It's not bad to see him mowing through this. And keep in mind, we finished the fight at 91% health, right? Not bad. Now, I can see a lot of merit here to running the Suicide Masteries and not using special attacks here and just healing from the poison the entire fight. That's pretty cool, I think. You just keep you topped up 100%, really. Watch this. This is clean. Nice. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of possibilities with this guy. I mean, look at this. 13 hits in, 33k heavy attack, and on this path, we have the added Fury from the heavy attack, right? But those Furies, I don't even believe are as potent as, like, the Synergy ability Furies, right? Now, if for some reason... Nice crit. If for some reason you're finding that your Furies aren't lasting long enough, you know, you can do one of 2 things. You can put on the Fury Masteries, which are good for a couple different champions, right? By the way, real quick, we'll keep talking about that in a second. This Skull Obsidian is absolutely flushed down the toilet like it's absolutely nothing here in 25 hits, man. 360,000 health, Act 7 endgame opponent. Not too bad. So yeah, you could put on the Fury Masteries, which are decent for a couple different champs, or you could even drop Professor X and Colossus, and you could throw in Nick Fury and Captain Marvel movie, get 20% additional duration on your Furies, right? That's definitely a possibility. It's definitely decent. I personally feel like as long as you're throwing in those heavy attacks, man, which by far seem to be his biggest damage dealer, so I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that, right? Then you're gonna be okay. I've definitely had the Furies fall off, and I've been confused because like it seems like, you know, the Fury from this particular node here, it's not getting paused because it's not his personal Fury, right? Also, every time I get an Unstoppable, it seems like I'm triggering the Icarus synergy, but that's making them tick, and I'm like, do I have my Red Guardian Furies paused? I'm not entirely sure. Is it working? Is it broken? I don't know. Regardless, he's ripping through this like it's an absolute joke. He's ripping through it like it's like Act 5, man. Like Act 6.1 it feels like. It doesn't feel like 7.1. It feels easy. You know, I mean, I think 7.1 is easier than Act 6, but 6.1 I feel like is pretty easy. But regardless, right? I just feel like he's smashing this, man. It's really cool to see. You know, when I started making this video, I was like, yeah, we'll probably get some cool damage, and that'll be like, you know, kind of cool. We'll probably see what we can do there. And then it kept going, and I was like, wow, this guy is like actually pretty freaking good in a lot of different places. And first of all, I mean, I knew that he was bleed immune, right? But it's just like one of those things where this guy doesn't come up as a defender too often, and you don't use him too often. So it's like kind of slips your mind, like when you're just casually like working through like a video like this, right? And then I was just on Ant-Man looking around, and I saw like, you know, the bleed immune icon. And I was like, that's right, he's bleed immune. And I was like, the fact that he's bleed immune opens the door to so many different things, like Biohazard and Caltrops. You can fight Morningstar, just an example, right? Champions that are there champions that bleed you when you block Squirrel Girl? You could fight Squirrel Girl with him without worrying about that, right? If you ever got a synergy, man, oh man, if he got a synergy that like let him get a Fury buff whenever he would be bled, he'd be insane for Biohazard and Caltrops. Now, if you bring along Professor X and Colossus, right, you have that poison resistance. You can potentially build up Professor X, right, as a horseman, and build Professor X as a horseman, and then have 78% poison resistance on Unstoppable Colossus and use him for poison stuff. I don't know, man. Just throwing it out there. Who knows? You never know the possibilities. You never know the possibilities of what there can be. There could be a lane so specific, right, that the first half Professor X can do, and the second half you need a poison resistant champion with Unstoppable and Fury, and then Unstoppable Colossus could be your guy. This game is so vast, you just never know. Is that gonna happen? Probably freaking not, but it just might. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell if we're gonna see that lane, right? But regardless, man, like I said, this guy's damage is good. So where I see Unstoppable Colossus being like really good is for like casual questing, man. You throw him into like a side quest, you throw him into like a kind of event quest every month. You bring him on with Red Guardian on the team, and he's going to be doing some killer damage. So we're ripping through 400,000 health opponents in under 40 hits, right? I feel like he's going to rip through 100 to 200,000 health pools even faster. That's just kind of how that works. You know, less health, you go through it faster. That's kind of usually how that goes. Except for like very rare scenarios where it's opposite. It's never opposite though. I don't even know why I said that. Less health goes faster, right? But yeah, if you have a Unstoppable Colossus, man, I'd be interested to hear what you think about this, because I feel like even the 5-star is gonna do some cool stuff. You know, back in the day when Red Guardian came out, my buddy Sweeta actually ranked 5 to Unstoppable Colossus to test him out with Red Guardian. And he did like a couple of Abyss solos with him, I think. So damage is definitely not an issue with this guy whatsoever. Nice 36k crit there after a couple of crits on the basic attacks, which is definitely nice. Right away into the heavy. Unstoppable buff is nice. So this guy definitely has potential. I'd be curious about his potential in like Alliance War, man. I already said I think he could be decent for very specific AQ lanes, like can't stop, won't stop. I think he's going to be decent for, right? I'd be interested to see how he does just on generic Alliance 4 lanes, just because how quickly he plows through things, right? So we have one more fight here on the path, and then we're going to take the boss. And the boss is interesting because the Yondu boss has super masochism, so that means that we can't parry heavy. I went in here with Colossus for God knows what reason. I cannot tell you, but we fixed it. We went back. Yeah, so the boss has super masochism, so we can't really parry heavy to pause the Furies. So what we're going to be testing next is we're going to be testing to see if the Furies that we get combined with there's also Foresight, if that all together is enough to make him pretty decent against a 600,000+ health pool boss in Act 7 endgame content. And I'm definitely very curious to see if we can do that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not that I know what happens or anything, right? So far, man, we're really plowing through this entire path. When I started doing this path and I went through Howard the Duck, I was like, maybe we'll do like 2 fights, you know? Maybe we'll go through 2 fights and then find something else to do. But I was like, I feel like it's kind of impressive for the champion if he can get through the entire thing. I don't know what's going on here, man. I was like having like a stroke or something. I was like, I think it's kind of impressive for the champion to showcase him going through the entire lane by himself, right? Still at about half health, man, just plowing through it. So that's definitely a big plus for Unstoppable Colossus in the win column, I think at least, right? One huge downside, right, to Unstoppable Colossus is that he does, as a 6-star, cost 1.6 million loyalty to obtain, right? That's definitely a downside, no doubt about it. But if you don't play Alliance War and you never use your loyalty for AQ donations or anything else, and you just have a giant lump sum of like 3 million loyalty hanging around, I feel like dropping 1.6 million on this guy, if you're literally not using it, is not the worst thing that could possibly happen. Even if you're not going to use him every day, even if he's not good without Red Guardian, I feel like he could be nice to have for a currency that you're not going to be using in the game. Now, if you play competitive Alliance War and AQ and you use your loyalty and you need it and you don't have an excess of it, I do know a lot of people have an excess of it right now, though, because of like all of the compensation. You know, don't put yourself in debt because of this guy. But if you happen to have a 5-star, right, 800,000 loyalty you could part with, it's pretty decent. So, super masochism. We can't stun this guy. It just can't happen. Can't happen. Feats of power, right? When above 1 bar power, gain a Fury buff. Okay. Rich get richer. Whichever champion has more unique buffs gains 5% of a bar of power every second. We're going to overrule that feats of power there. And Foresight. Intercepting the opponent gives us a nice passive Fury. 600,000 health. 0 heavy attacks we can land. We're starting at 43% health. We're going to see if we can pass the test of starting an Act 7 lane, getting through the entire lane by ourselves without using any items, any healing, anything like that, and see if we can end itemless with Unstoppable freaking Colossus. Can we do it? We tried. We tried to go for the heavy attack. Guess what? It didn't work, but we had fun doing it, and that's all that really matters here. So what we're going to be doing here, since we can't pause the Furies, we're going to be taking full advantage of, again, I don't even know why I tried that one, man. We're going to be taking full advantage of the Fury that we get from the Unstoppable buff on the special attacks from Enquiries, okay? Because we want as much horsepower as we could possibly get here, right? So we're hoping for the RNG to give us some nice Furies, right? A big special 2 here is going to really take us down to 5%. We're down to 5% here, and Yondu's on 50%, but now Adrenaline brought us up to 14%, right? So 46% on Yondu, we got him down over 300,000 health already. We can't lock in those Furies, right? But we are gaining power at a nice steady rate because of Rich Get Richer, because we have more buffs than this guy when we have the Unstoppable up. And it looks like we're chipping him down just nicely, man. We are just getting through him without too much issues here. Wait! 69 hits. Nice. Very nice. I want to build up to a nice special 2 here against this guy. See if we can get a nice juicy crit. 18k in the middle. Not the worst thing we've ever had. And it looks like Yondu is just about to fall, man. unstoppable freaking Colossus, man. Rank 3 Sig 1, no suicides. The important synergy was Red Guardian. Enquiries definitely played a big role in that last one. And the path as well, to be honest, because of all the unstoppable buffs. This guy's pretty good. He's been good since Red Guardian came out. It's just that, like, he's so bad on his own. But for certain things, he's really good for, man. I really do think he's a pretty underrated champ at the moment for certain things. Really amazing for just can't stop, won't stop in general, right? We see that every now and then. Could be good for buffed up. You know? Could be good whenever you need a Fury buff. What's that node? Heavy Assault. He should be great for Heavy Assault. Lots of things he'd be good for. But anyway, my dudes, that is it for this Sensational Synergies video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about unstoppable freaking Colossus being an absolute monster in MCOC in 2022 with the right, teammates. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future sensational videos coming to you in the future. And I'll be seeing you around, man.